Hi Archers! A different type of video today. I wanted to talk to you Archers about, Archero. But first I'll show you the new patch teasers Archero has posted. A new mode is coming in the next update. This is the only image they have shared with this announcement, and players have been speculating that it is the new co-op mode Archero has confirmed is coming a bit ago. So when you look at this image at first glance, it just looks like Archero with his shadow. But if you actually analyze it a bit more, the shadow's hero and weapon is different. The weapon the shadow is holding seems to be the stalker staff, and the hero seems to be Roller. I like how they try to make this a little trickier and not too obvious, but I believe it's Roller because if you look at the hair, it cuts off and doesn't really round like Archero's cape. Okay, sorry, I already recorded that part and thought I should keep it in because they actually released the full image after I recorded the audio. It was correct, it is the co-op mode, it was Roller and the staff. They said in the comments that it will come out next week, fingers crossed, here is the full image as well. The second teaser is a new hero. They have not announced who it is yet, but from this image, I think it is another female hero. Maybe something like a genie, I'm not too sure. With the new hero post, they wrote the biggest update is coming in March. We offer a very special way to get a new hero. Stay tuned. So this is interesting as well because I have no idea what this new system could be, but hopefully it is not a terrible way for free-to-play players to obtain the hero. That is all they have for now. They do release information slowly over time. I'll make another video to update you Archers for anything new they tease. Now on to the future of Archero. My name is Teeds. If you're new here, please subscribe and click the bell for more Archero videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the new teasers. There are many things that in my honest opinion Archero should fix and improve to make the game a lot better. Don't get me wrong, Archero has done a lot of good things too, which I'll talk about near the end of the video. This is not a video hating on Archero or saying Archero is bad. It is still a really great game and it's fun, but it's nowhere near perfect and there are things that could be different which would make the game a lot better and keep the players that are on it. With that, I want to ask you Archers, what do you think should be improved, added or changed in Archero? Here are some of the things that I and the community would think make Archero better. Number 1, the dreaded white screen. That damn white screen when you go from level to level is blinding and it hurts. I think this one would be an easy fix. I hope they change it to a black screen because this white screen makes it so hard to play in the dark and it's just so painful. Number 2, remove boss projectiles. Thankfully, this hasn't happened to me, but it has happened to a lot of other players. There have been times when archers would beat a boss only to die to one of their projectiles left over. This is disheartening and the projectile doesn't need to be there. Archero should remove all projectiles from the screen once the boss dies. I wouldn't mind this for levels as well. There have been times where I take a lot of damage from the scythes left over by the Grim Reapers. Number 3, heal on boss wheel. If you're fully healed, there shouldn't be a heal on the boss wheel. This has happened to me many times, it's so pointless. Number 4, ability pool. While I don't think the new abilities added are bad, they definitely make it much harder to get good abilities. I personally want Archero to improve or remove abilities from the game. Instead, they decided to add new abilities. With the plus abilities that only pop up in the beginning, I think it would be much better to make that as a passive ability where you can choose it in the beginning if you want that over the other 3 abilities you get to pick from. One of the abilities that I think should be completely removed or reworked properly is Smart. Number 5, ability RNG. This may be a personal one for me, but I honestly think it's much better to have a type from each ability family rather than having multiple, and also goes for the same abilities. There should not be the option to choose like 3 HP boosts or 3 different circle abilities. Especially the same abilities, like why would you put 3 HP boosts in one? It's pointless. Number 6, patch notes. While this would be great for me as someone who does numbers and research, I'm going to approach this one as an Archero player. Archero apparently makes changes that we find out through other players or through Reddit, and we never know how accurate it is unless we do the testings ourselves. As someone who has to research into this all the time, I've come across a lot of false information on Archero, and to make sure my videos are accurate as possible, I have to debunk them myself to make sure I'm not giving you guys the wrong information. Archero should honestly just tell us exactly what has been changed If a weapon or ability has been nerfed, please tell us what and by how much. If it's been buffed, again by how much. It would be very nice to have a proper patch notes with the exact numbers or what has exactly changed. This way we can always adjust the meta if needed and we spend less time trying to figure it out. Number 7, stats. Just like the patch notes, it would be nice to have the exact stats for weapons, gear, and abilities. On the pause menu, it would be nice to have what exactly is our dodge right now, what exactly is our crit right now, and so on. This makes game guides a lot easier for players because then players could say reach at least 70% crit or reach at least 15% dodge and things like that. Make the game less repetitive. So I always tell you guys to play what you love, but I do know that a lot of players just play what's strong or what's the best. This leads to some heroes never being used, items, abilities, and so on. In turn, it also leads to the game getting a bit boring. There is no mix, the game becomes repetitive. They should honestly make like armor sets where they give you bonuses, synergize abilities, synergize heroes, and so on. This may give each run some uniqueness instead of just trying to get the same abilities over and over again or just using the same things over and over again. Number 9. Fix simple bugs. Now this one really irks me. Archero doesn't seem to do a lot of hot fixes at all. They will do maybe a hot fix a few days to a week after initial big patch, but then after that, pretty much nothing. 3 bugs that I can think of from the top of my head are: number 1, level 153 in chapter 11, number 2, Meowgic not spawning cats when against a wall, and number 3, pets running into the wall and doing nothing. These should be quick fixes. I remember when Crit Major was bugged and it took months, literally months to fix that ability. It shouldn't take that long. Number 10, time reward. Recently, they've added the new claim 50% reward option thingo by watching an ad, and that's fine. But they make the claim reward pop up all the time to the point where you sometimes accidentally tap it. It's incredibly annoying. Please remove that. Number 11, daily events. The daily event scaling is incredibly crazy. I have like 9k base max health and the monsters that can kill me in 2 to 3 shots. I believe it does scale by chapter. Everyone has their own theory on how it scales, but in my experience, the difficulty gets harder when you reach a higher chapter. Archero should also clarify how the difficulty scales, and I hope they scale it better because it jumps higher than the current chapter you're on. Number 12, chapter difficulty. I am currently on chapter 14, and while the game has been beaten by super skilled players or really lucky players with low rarity gear, it's not the majority. I sometimes question if the Archero devs actually test out their levels or chapters. For example, chapter 11 was hard, then chapter 12 was like so easy, and then 13 was really hard. I then reached chapter 14 where it's extremely hard. The jump seems to always be very dramatic and not very balanced. Number 13, customization. It would be nice to customize your heroes. This one is not a major issue, but Archero's clothes change when you put different armor on him. I think the other heroes should have an option like that too. It would be nice to also have cosmetics as well. Number 14, change the dismantling system. Not much is needed to be said, just change it please, it's not really worth it right now. Number 15, change gem wheel. The gem wheel requires you to watch an ad, and because you're watching an ad, I think you should always get gems. I know some players don't want gems and want coins instead. Maybe they should make an option to spin for coins or spin for gems. Number 16, remove ad option. I personally can see why they don't have a remove ad option because they've made their game into something that really relies on ads. I've played many Archero copies and the ones I've genuinely liked also do the same thing. So I don't think they'll ever add a remove ad option. Maybe they will, but I don't see any benefit in that for them. But at least the players who pay for the battle pass every season or on a season should have their ads removed for that period. Maybe that would even encourage players to purchase the battle pass. Number 17, change battle pass goals. Again, it's just repetitive. It'd be nice if they had different goals instead of the same kill 300 monsters or whatever. Number 18, add quests. Another way to make it less repetitive, I thought the daily events would be something like quests, but it's just a very tiring farming ground. Quests with different rewards would be nice. Make a new tab and we can claim it after completing the quest. This is implemented into a lot of games and it will set you goals. Number 19, plus abilities plus waves and bosses. For boss and wave chapters, plus abilities are useless. This makes these chapters so much harder. Archero should just bar these abilities from appearing on chapters like this. Number 20, max abilities. I find it odd that the leveling scaling isn't tied to the chapter. The boss chapters are so much harder because you don't reach max level. They should rework the XP scaling by chapter instead of having it like set. This would make these already hard chapters easier and not lose players from frustration. That's all I can think of right now. What other things do you archers think Archero should change or add? Let me know in the comments down below. I am trying to come from a perspective where it benefits both the players and the devs, because the devs won't do it unless it benefits them in a way as well. I know I probably sound super whiny and very complainy, but I've been patient. Most of us have. I don't want Archero to lose players. I love the game. I don't want to lose you guys, because I'm sure not everyone here is happy with the devs or what they're doing and the direction the game is going in. I know a lot of you players will say the drop rates need to be fixed. I personally don't have the drop rate issue. I played the game from the start, so the drop rates back then were incredibly bad. It was like 3 items in one day if you grinded all day, but now if I grinded all day, I would get like 15 items. My experience is not yours though. If you feel that it needs to be different, then you're entitled to that. Archero has fixed some things that we didn't like, and they've added things that we requested. I really do hope they listen to us more, because I just want this game to succeed, and it's so frustrating that simple bugs take so long to fix. I think that's the biggest issue I have with Archero, and the widescreen. It really hurts. I also want them to communicate with us more. They usually just say one thing and then disappear for like a few weeks. In the end, at least they're adding the co-op mode. But please Archero, if you're watching this, listen to what we requested, read the comments. I'm sure there are a lot of things that I've missed. That is all for today's video. I thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe and click the bell for more Archero videos. Any comments and likes would be super appreciated. I hope to see you again for the next one. Bye!